Hello, my fellow mutants and my fellow humans. I have a beautiful Christmas present for you today. First of all, Merry Christmas. It's a beautiful day. It's glorious outside. I was just watching all the crows at sunrise fly from the river over to where they eat in the woods and the farmlands and the neighborhoods across the other way. Absolutely beautiful to see and hear them. They dive around and play in the air. It's so much fun every morning and every night. They fly all the way back to the river. And if you go take a walk down there, you can see them in the trees and hear them, and they're engaging and interactive and beautiful. So that was morning. But what I want to do right now is do something very special. I've been talking about mutants and how anxiety and suffering are fake and how you can transcend them. And really, some of that fake suffering, this is how I tell the difference between a mutant, what I call a mutant, and a human. A human is someone who's destined to live in the fake suffering in their minds, who's destined to never transcend the conditions that they've been handed, to never wake up to the absolute joy and beauty and magic that is all around us in life. In the ordinary day-to-day details, in the obstacles, in the resistance, in even the most difficult moments. So the way I tell the difference is the people who get all upset when I mention that all suffering and anxiety are fake, those people are probably humans and I should leave them alone. They don't need to hear that because they're going to suffer from it the rest of their life anyway. So no use for me showing up with my bells and whistles trying to let them know that their suffering is fake. It's better to send them to the bar to commiserate with other humans about their lot in life. But the people who have a glimmer in their eye when they hear about fake suffering, when they hear about anxiety not existing, those are the people I'm talking to. You are the people I'm talking to because some part of you knows, oh my God, I've been fooled. I've been fooling myself in my head all these years thinking that I was human, but I'm actually a mutant. And what that means is you actually have powers, but you were taught to interpret your powers, to interpret the sensations, the intensity that you experience in your life as anxiety, as suffering, as pain, as obstacles, and then you're taught to complain and to piss away all your powers by complaining, commiserating, getting upset, and never actually really starting your life, never actually accessing your latent powers. So what I have for you today, this is mostly about how to tell if you are a mutant or if you're just a human. If you're human, then I apologize. I don't want to mess you up. Go about your life and do your suffering. It's your right to suffer and die, and I don't want to take that away from you. But if you're a mutant, my brothers and sisters, 2020 is the year of the mutant. You're going to have so many tools made available to you that are going to help you clear away, to undo all the human garbage, all the suffering, all the complaining that you've been tricked into, to clear all that stuff away, get rid of all the tension, all the sorrow, all the heaviness in your body, and toss it out with the trash. And then from there, free up your life, free up your motivation, and experience the deep powers and presence and attention and focus and drive and motivation and excitement that you have trapped within the armor of your muscles and within the caverns and the prisons of words that live in your mind. We're going to undo and destroy all those things in 2020 and welcome you to the new world, to your new life as a mutant with your powers fully tuned in, fully turned on, and ready to live the best life it's possible for a mutant to live. So let's get started. Right now, I'm going to go down a list, and if you have experienced one or more of the things on this list, you, my friend, are most likely a mutant. So what I want you to do, get out a pen and paper. If you're watching this later on video, it's live right now, obviously, but if you're watching it later on video, you can pause, get your pen and paper. I want you to just make a quick note of any one of these things that you experience or that you have experienced in your life. And then in the comments, I want you to leave me a comment discussing anything that you found interesting in this video. So if you one of these things particularly stands out to you, put your top three. If so, whatever one's really stick out to you, really reach you, really hit you, I want you to leave a comment about that. Like, oh, I felt this one, and this one. So leave that in the comments. And then what I'm preparing, I already had a training prepared before, but I'm making a brand new one. I promised it to a few of you already, but it's the very beginning of your mutant training. So what I want you to do is just make note of any of these items that apply to you or that have applied to you, and then we're going to use those later. So leave a comment with which of these items you've experienced in your life. So let's get started and move down the list. So if you found yourself like needing to be pepped up on brain enhancers or drinking tons of caffeine just so you can think throughout the day, and then you have to take downers so you can sleep, well, you might be a mutant. You got some success in your life and then you stop taking vacations, stop hanging out with your families because you're way too focused on the goal and the next goal and the next goal and the next goal. Or number 3, thinking that you can manage anxiety instead of overcoming it completely. Another mistake that mutants make who believe they are humans is trying to cope with your sense of dissatisfaction with life. Number 5, you might believe in new age and woo-woo concepts instead of direct experience. If so, you might be a mutant. Number 6, you look for external validation and approval. Number 7, you try to live up to someone else's standards of behavior and success. You might be a mutant who's been lied to. Number 8, you compare yourself and your progress to other people. Number 9, you give way too much of a fuck about what other people might be thinking of you. Number 10, you have no clear idea of what you actually want. Number 11, you've been taught to not ask directly for what you want. Number 12, you have been taught to believe that you'll always have to deal with anxiety and that it's normal to live that way. Number 13, you suffer from a lack of focus. Number 14, you sense that you have a lack of clarity or direction. Of course, if you're a mutant trying to live a human life, what kind of clarity and direction are you going to have? You're trying to live a life that's not yours to live, and you're shoving down, avoiding, and running away from the life of the mutant that you really are, which of course no one can validate, no one can approve of. You have to be that for yourself. You come home to yourself. Number 15, you have trouble deciding once and for all to actually achieve something rather than just indulging in compensatory fantasy. Number 16, you struggle to find an occupation you really love, and you end up settling for less. Number 17, you have trouble shifting your consciousness or your conscious awareness to something that's empowering or delightful to yourself. Number 18, you've been trained to have a fear of taking risks. Number 19, you suffer from procrastination. Of course, why would you want to keep doing these human type activities when you're actually a mutant, when you're actually something else than what you have believed all this time? This is the source of endless amounts of confusion and despair, believe me. Number 20, you believe that your issues are genetic or somehow biologically preordained. Number 21, you think that not fitting in is a huge problem. You might be a mutant. Number 22, you have huge resistance on taking actions on goals outside of your comfort zone. Okay, of course, you as a mutant who's been raised as a human, you've been taught that you've been trained to stay within your comfort zone. And the reason for that is because the second you become comfortable outside of your comfort zone, all your mutant powers are going to come rushing back to you. And the humans don't want that. It's embarrassing to them. Number 23, You might have found yourself constantly leaping from one system or approach to the next, to the next, to the next. And that could be in spirituality, could be in business, could be in life, could be in hobbies, could be in skills, could be in groups of people, could be anything like that. Just leaping from one system or approach to the next. Number 24, you have spent far too much time listening to and getting advice from family and friends, of course they're humans, about major life changes. And so maybe you went the human direction instead of your own innate guided direction from within. Number 25, you might have spent way too much time giving a fuck about shit that doesn't really matter. Number 26, you've suffered from a sense of guilt. Number 27, you have had trouble when you experience stress. Number 28, you have not successfully learned how to manage and flow with your time and with your schedule. Number 29, you have gotten yourself trapped in routines that are not getting you where you want to go and not accessing your latent powers of creativity, of focus, of presence. Number 30, you may have felt paralyzed in your life. Number 31, if you are a mutant, you maybe have been trained to live in fear of losing things, losing people, and losing situations. Of course, that keeps you tied up in the very human realm. Number 32, you end up feeling like a good dog. You're successful, but you're totally dissatisfied. Why do you suppose that is? Well, because you're successful at things that humans want to be successful at, but who you really are is a mutant, something that is different, something that is evolving beyond the standard human concerns, someone who is capable of far greater in their life. And that's why the basic, normal human definition of success does not bring you satisfaction, okay? Number 33, you may have had trouble getting started on projects that you really want to do. Number 34, you may have experienced a lack of present awareness. Number 35, you may have felt like you do not have enough time, space, and energy to do what you really want to do. Number 36, you can't focus on one thing long enough to get results. Number 37, you may have experienced a lack of confidence. Of course, if you are a mutant among a group of humans, you know that you're different. You know that you don't fit in. And that early on is going to lead to a lack of confidence. But there's very good news. We have immediate ways to restore your confidence and then to just keep it rising and rising till you lock it off at 100% and then live from there. Number 38, you may have experienced forms of self-sabotage. Number 39, you may have felt at times that you're not deeply engaged in your own life. Because, of course, the life you're living is not your own life. It's a life that you've been trained to think you have to live, rather than tapping into your innate mutant guidance from within. Number 40, never deciding what you really want to do. Again, because you're trying to use human tools, you're trying to use the intellect to discover your life's purpose or to decide what you want to do, rather than tapping in to the deep well of awareness, presence, guidance, and wisdom that lives inside you. You've been trained to ignore that and to listen to your mind and your thoughts and all this bullshit instead, okay? That's what happens to mutants in this life. Number 41, you may have experienced trouble living among what's called society. Number 42, you may have experienced social anxiety. You know, imagine a sheep who, imagine a lion who's been raised to believe that he's a sheep his whole life. He's never going to fit in. He's always going to feel odd among all the other sheep. It just never works because he's been lied to. So, number 43, you may have a lingering sense that you're not living up to your full potential. Number 44, you may have not learned the secret powers that you can derive from handling your physical tension and stress in new ways, converting those into power. Number 45, you may live in fear. Number 46, you may have had trouble setting effective boundaries with other people and with yourself. Number 47, you may have been or may have felt unable and unwilling to say no to people when it's in your best interest to do so. Number 48, you felt like you're stuck in ruts and can't get the motivation or will to get up out of those ruts. Number 49, you may have gotten stuck in mental chatter and rumination, voices in the head. Number 50, you may have sensed a lack of direction in your life. Number 51, you may have felt unable to drop unwanted behaviors and habits. Number 52, you may have felt that you cannot maintain a sense of empowerment in yourself. Number 53, you may have felt that you're stuck in old and debilitating beliefs and that you cannot let them go or overcome them. Number 54, you may find yourself remaining in dull and limiting situations with no idea that it's possible to escape. Number 55, you may have decided many times that you can't do something, but you've never even really tried to do it. Number 56, you have trouble getting out of your own way. Number 57, you have spent a lot of your life wasting time and energy on other people's drama. Number 58, you fear how others might think or react to you. Number 59, you have been afraid to use leverage to actually get people to assist you in your life. You're trying to do everything all by yourself. So some of the pain that comes from making these simple mistakes as a mutant who's been lied to and believes that they're human is you might have grown up feeling lonely, misunderstood, and disrespected. You might feel like you're wasting your life. You might feel cursed or hexed. You might feel like a loser after trying so many systems, so much self-help, so much personal development, and none of it worked to accomplish what you actually want. Because you're looking in the wrong place. You're looking outside yourself when what you already have is what you need. What you already have is enough. It's more than enough. Number 5, you may feel a lack of understanding of where and how to actually make changes in life. Another sense of pain from making these mistakes as a mutant is feeling awkward, paranoid, and overwhelmed. Feeling unhappy and dissatisfied with your physical appearance. Again, you're different than the standard human. You're a mutant. Of course, if you're measuring your appearance against those people around you, you are going to feel unhappy and dissatisfied. But if you tap into your own innate sense of the beauty of you and everything around you, life is a totally different ballgame. So number 8, you may have felt uncomfortable in your own skin. Number 9, you may have felt unable to relax and enjoy social situations. Number 10, you may have felt always on guard, hiding and running from other people. Number 11, you may have felt unable to be yourself and to express your true feelings. Number 12, you may have found yourself feeling like a shambling corpse or like an extra in your own movie. Number 13, you may have felt distant from family and friends. Number 14, you might feel bad for days when you weren't working to accomplish some human goals. Number 15, you may have missed vacations and beautiful events that you really would have had a good time at because you were overworking yourself. So the last part is I want to discuss the pleasure of actually sinking in to the knowledge, to the awareness that you are a mutant and actually undoing the grossly human parts of yourself and then tapping into that latent creativity and power that you've been taught to shove down, to ignore, and to forget most of your life. The pleasure of overcoming this that comes from doing the Command Z training for mutants is, number one, the development of your intuition. Number two, overcoming resistance to change. Number three, feeling totally relaxed and clear. Number four, the joy of overcoming all of your previous limitations. Number five, overcoming tension and anxiety. Number six, feeling okay even when things go totally wrong. Feeling a sense of celebration even when things are crazy and ridiculous and they don't work the way you thought they would. Number seven, the fear around making changes drops away. Number eight, you realize the only thing that's ever been in your way was you. Number nine, you overcome perfectionism and tap into who and what you really are. Number 10, depression is gone completely. Number 11, you are inspired to take action and do things. Number 12, way less remorse, way more joy. Number 13, you finally remove the damaging habits and beliefs you've held. Number 14, you feel in the flow. Number 15, you have dramatic perceptual shifts and perspective shifts. Number 16, you have an insanely higher amount of energy to do what you really love to do, and it will come naturally from within you. Number 17, you will overcome self-doubt forever. Number 18, you will finally find yourself doing things instead of just thinking about it. Number 19, you will feel like a true adventurer. Number 20, your insight and your creativity will be through the roof, totally mind-blowing, off the charts, insane, beautiful creativity. Number 21, you will wake up feeling enthusiastic and excited to face the day every single day. So how do you do all this? Number one, 100% juice, 100% self-acceptance. Number two, come back home to your body and stay there. Number three, end the fake suffering of the mind and end the mind's ability to ever create fake suffering. And number four, realize there's absolutely nothing for you to live up to. You are free. And then finally, tap in and embrace your life as the unfolding adventure that it really is. And from there, you live as what I call a celebrationist, someone who finds the sense of celebration within themselves in response to anything and everything that could ever possibly happen. Or as Daniel Higgs says, our parade of circumstances is itself a melody. So remember that. If you're a mutant, 2020 has lots of good things in store. I'm very excited to work with you, to welcome you into the Command Z School for Gifted Adults and dive into the Radical Undoing Intensives, the first ever 4-week training for mutants to reclaim their creativity, to reclaim their power, to slough off all the human tensions, all the human dramas, and to really come back to life and become a celebrationist. So I'm very happy to see you all today. Merry Christmas. I'm going to get out of here. Got some things to celebrate myself, but I'm very excited. I'm excited for 2020. So if you're into all this, get excited, stay tuned, follow me here on Facebook. Make sure you don't miss these videos. And when you leave some comments, if you watched all the way through here, leave some comments. As I said, I will send you a very special short training for mutants for accessing your latent powers. So have a wonderful Christmas. Have a wonderful holidays. Have a wonderful New Year's. I'll be seeing you again soon. Much love from Croatia. Enjoy.